What's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. New video. So last night, I was in bed, scrolling through YouTube, and I saw a video by Compton Rick Rock. Shout out to Compton Rick Rock. The video was about a rapper by the name of Drex the Joint. Apparently, Drex the rapper is a Mexican rapper. I mean, Drex the Joint. Excuse me, I keep saying Drex the rapper. Drex the Joint is a Mexican rapper. Now, I was confused, just like I think a lot of people when they see him. You know, I thought he was a black dude, and I actually recorded a video speaking on that. And then I said, you know what? Let me not jump the gun. And I saw interviews with his mom. You know, it's obvious that he does have he does descend from Africans, obviously. And his blood brother is Moreno el Mexicano, or el Mexicano. I don't know how, I don't remember how you say it. But it's obvious they are of African descent, man. That's neither here nor there, but it just confused me. Now, I also did see this morning before I got on here that Chill from 16 to Life did a video on it. But I didn't watch it because I was already setting up to come and do this. I do want to preface this with this before I get into the video. Say this. Hopefully you guys, after you see this video, will go over to Compton Rick Rock's channel and see the way him and the other brother that he was reacting to, basically, see how they reacted and responded. It's obvious that Compton Rick Rock, and I don't know the guy's name he's responding to, but it's obvious that they've been around and have some good education, good schooling, because they weren't with the whole disrespecting. They have questions. And I think those of us from a certain generation, we hear what happened and we're like scratching our head like, what's that about? For those of you that aren't aware, I wasn't aware till yesterday, last night. Drex the Joint is a rapper out of Orange County. Apparently he's a tagger or a tag banger. I don't know. But he's not from a barrio. He says he's Mexican. He grew up with all raza, and you know, I've heard him say he's a Southsider. Okay. But there is just nowadays, man, with these youngsters in Southern California, not all of them, but this situation is a perfect and prime example of these youngsters just being lost culturally, educationally, game-wise. They're just lost. You know, Compton Rick Rock said that when he was coming up, the raza had their own estilo. Like, we carried ourselves a certain way. We had our own swag. And I listened to Drex the Joint. He looks black. He sounds black. He sags. And yet, I don't know what happened between him and a Mexican Crip. Imagine that. Him and a Mexican Crip had some kind of exchange or something. Next thing you know, we have this recording. And it's a recording of Drex the Joint in a room somewhere with vatos that apparently are from barrios, because I heard one specifically, right? And they're disrespecting all Crips, and then specifically neighborhood Crips, and then they use the N-word with the hard ER. They use it with the regular cool way that these youngsters use it now. They use nonstop, and then they hit you with the hard ER at the end. It's very confusing. It's extremely confusing. I'm a dinosaur, Holmes. I will never, ever, ever, ever be okay with the way it sounds when raza, whites, anyone that's not black uses that word, that term. It is not a term of endearment, especially when you're going to spin around and you put the ER on it. Now, I'm curious, and it's neither here nor there, but I'm curious, was this something that was like on IG Live, or like, was this a private conversation that somebody in that circle decided that they were going to record and throw out there to ruin Drex's career? Because it did. Believe that. Drex the joint. So you say you're a Mexicano, then you should know Mexicanos don't buy Mexican rappers' music. You see these certain rappers been rapping 20 years, 16, 17 years, and they're still not doing any numbers. But you were on what, academics? You were on, you've been on a few platforms. You were even on that weirdo channel, No Jumper. Doors were opening up for you for a bigger platform for black listeners to enjoy your music. And you did this. The doors, I think at this point, you should go get into a trade school. Get into a trade school, get a trade, do something, because rapping is not going to be it now. And I'm sure there were people around you, at least in my mind, there were people around you that were looking at you like the bag, a way to get some money. And you fucked that off. That bag is definitely messed up. Now, for any youngsters out there, I'm going to tell you something right now. And you don't got to listen. I'm just some dude on YouTube. I'm an old man. But when I entered the system, luckily, I was schooled by some real gangsters. And one thing that was always ingrained is you always got to be professional in your interactions and dealings with anybody. You want to be impressive. You want them to be like, damn, Bato's professional. That's a gangster right there. You don't use racial slurs behind people's backs. If you want to disrespect a man, you do it with your hands, whether it's, whatever, however. But that's how you get your point across. It isn't through a video. It isn't through the internet. It isn't through a recording. It's not behind a locked door. You don't disrespect people like that. Whatever your issue is with this dude, he's Mexican. At the end of the day, he's Mexican. Drex the joint says he's Mexican. So why did the whole N-word thing come out? You were talking about a Mexican that you're having beef with, and you disrespected a whole group. And then you disrespected all the Crips. I saw a couple of your videos. I went and looked. And I saw videos where you keep pulling a gun out of your waistband, and I'm sure it's a prop, of course. But you keep pulling a gun out of your waistband, and you're in the streets and all this and that. But you've never been from a barrio. And I'm not trying to put you down. I just stop rapping, homes. Stop rapping and get in them streets and live that life. But don't drag everyone else into it, or don't even try to drag other people into it. It's a shame how, like, I'm gonna keep it real. I saw the interview between Drex and Duno, and Drex was saying, yeah, people trip out on the way I talk, and they're like, oh, you're Mexican, and I won't be honest. When I hear you talk, I hear a black dude. Eh? You're using the N-word every other word. I don't hear what, because you said fool a couple times. That's supposed to, oh, he's Mexican, he said fool. I gave you all the advice I could, Holmes. Get a trade. Rap is over. Rap is done for you. If you're really about that life, the way you say it, get in the streets. Get off of social media. Them words you're using from the safety of whatever room you were in, use them in the streets, eh? Because that's what you're about. I was glad to hear DW Flame said, man, he talked to some of his SA friends, and that the raza told him, man, whatever they told him, and he's like, yeah, there ain't gonna be no race war with this. Imagine. Let me let you in on something, Drex. In the joint, if a riot kicks off, everybody goes and takes care of their business, right? The raza will take care of the business, get into whatever, boom, boom, boom. And when it's over, the vatos go back to their cells, and vatos go back to Ad Seg, wherever they get sent. Then, you know what gets asked? What was that behind, eh? Who was it that this started over? And then they narrow it down to whatever incident created this whole thing where homies get hurt, money is lost, the yard may never be the same again. And they narrow it down to who it was. And then they make a decision. Did he act as a man? Or did he act as a coward? See, when an individual drags everyone in, that's viewed as a coward. At least when I was in the system. At least the people I was around. One of the untold stories is about that riot in Pelican Bay. It all started in a shop. Most of the dudes in that shop got whacked because it was determined that they should have got off right then and there on the spot. And then the yard will follow suit. That's one of the things a lot of people don't know. So, any youngster out there that decides they maybe have a little clout or they have a platform, and some of you YouTubers that talk that tough shit, make sure if you're going to drag the raza into anything, you acted like a man and you took care of business before you dragged everybody in. Fuck your words. Fuck talking tough. That's for the birds, eh? And if you're really not somebody that's in the streets, please stop playing with it. Because there are some people that really are in the streets that got nothing to lose. You already lost your rap career. At least that's my belief. Prove me wrong. But I feel like you're going to be like a lot of these other raza rappers that have been rapping 15, 16, 17, 18 years. They can't sell out an arena for shit. I heard you. I heard your music. You had talent. This is just another example of wasted talent. Potential means shit. Potential is just potential. You wasted yours. I'm sure I'm going to get raza that are going to say, why are you taking the black side? I ain't taking nobody's side, Holmes. I'm speaking as a man. I'm speaking as somebody where if Drex was from my neighborhood and I was schooling him, he would not be using the N-word. He would not be sagging. He could rap all he wants. But he wouldn't be woofing like that. My neighborhood, back in my generation, there would have been a whole lot of discipline in getting done. It is what it is, man. The damage has been done for your career. Shout out to all the raza. Shout out to all the blacks that keep a solid head and understand these youngsters nowadays are so fucking confused. They can't figure out what they want to be and when they want to be it. That's my video for today, man. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Everybody, please be safe, be smart, and tell the ones you love that you love, man. I'm out of here.